Today we have Mr. Yves Daccord, the Director General of International Committee of Red Cross. In local parlance, we call him as a CEO of our organization, one of the biggest humanitarian organizations, having more than 90 offices across the globe, headquarters in Geneva, and more than 13,000 people working directly for this organization. Mr. Yves Daccord, welcome to this chilly, cold Delhi, and you are here in India for the last 1 week. It's good to receive you here. Let me ask you directly, how do you see the present world order today? And what is the role of International Committee of Red Cross, and how do you see the role of ICRC in the present world order as you look into what's happening across the globe in Syria, in Afghanistan, with the new world order, which people are quite worried?
You could have a different perspective about the world order, depending where you are sitting. The perspective of the ICRC is a very special one, because we are sitting around the world close to the people, in the most difficult situation, from Afghanistan to Yemen, from Syria to Congo. And what we see is that there is no order anymore. There's not one world order. This time is over. There's I don't know exactly what's happening, an unpacking of the order. Possibly we're moving into a transition time. What we see is a total lack of international convergence at the political level to deal today with critical issues like migration, climate change, but also violence. And we see that we are moving into a very difficult time with uncertainty at the global level, with extremism, polarization, which means more pressure on the people.
But it must be a lot of pressure on the organizations like International Committee of Red Cross.
You're right, but let's also be humble. I think it means first and foremost a lot of pressure on the people we're trying to serve, to help and to assist. We see more needs right now and more difficulties for the people around the world, across the world. We see sometimes also hope, let's also be honest, but in general, what is striking is to see how much there is acute and at the same time chronic needs. So yes, for us, I think the question is very clear. What can you do as an organization?
And what are the present challenges?
And what can we exactly, and how do we manage that? And I think one thing for us is, and it's a complex, is to be able to take more risk. In the world of today, as a humanitarian organization, you have to take more risk.
And you will continue to stay where you are?
Yes, you have to. And taking more risk means being careful, but still being extremely committed. And in that sense, for ICRC, one thing is to maintain our ambitions, to be very, very closely related to the people in the community. And not just to be here in Delhi and says, I'm in Delhi or in London or in Kabul. No, no, no. To go outside, to be close, to be where it's happening. In Syria, you cannot stay just in Damascus. You have to be in Aleppo, closely linked with the people, not just through partners, with your own staff. Why? Because it's the only way to understand the needs of the people. But it's the only way to also connect, engage with governments, but also non-state armed groups like Islamic State, for example.
And you are in contact with most of the actors on the ground?
Yes, we have to engage constantly. And I still believe that in this very hyper-connected world, that face-to-face, like right now, is possibly still the best way to connect between human beings.
But if we ask you that, what are the three main challenges which you are facing on the ground? How can you describe them?
The first one is having a direct, and I really insist on direct access to people affected by war and disaster around the world. And this is still a very challenging time. Syria is very challenging. Iraq is challenging. Some part of Afghanistan are difficult, as an example. So having direct access is something complex. The second challenge, and it's a very critical challenge, is to be able to demonstrate on a daily basis, everywhere where you are, that we are a truly impartial, independent and neutral organization. And I'm saying that in a world where people don't trust you anymore. It's not because you say we are the Red Cross, we are the ICRC, that what we do is fine. We have to demonstrate it every day.
And what are the future challenges which you see through in your crystal ball?
If it works well, let's say. The future challenges would be, for me, it's about relevance. Are we able to ensure a relevance of our services when it comes to, in fact, the expectation of the people? And what is striking in this world is I see communities and people, on one hand, being very much aware of their fragility. They are very fragile in Somalia and places like that. But at the same time, being rather demanding towards us. And rightly so, they are comparing. They want us to give them the best service possible. So our relevance will be more critical than ever, because it will help us to maintain our acceptance.
You have met so many, I would say, the personalities who matter here in Delhi, Bombay, Gujarat in the last 1 week. What was the real message you wanted to convey to the leadership here in India?
I wanted to convey to India that I think it's the time for India and its leaders, but also its people, to contribute and to propose us some of the solutions which have been tested in this country, and to propose us to test these solutions in the world.
And how do you see the role of India in the global humanitarian aspect?
India has a very good understanding of humanitarian problems, because India had to take care of its own population and still take care of its population. A very diverse population, different needs. And I see your private sectors, but also your authorities, thinking about frugal innovation, different type of technologies to help the people. I think they have to help the world. Some of the solutions developed in India can be developed around the world.
You think India can take a lead role in innovation?
And I'm convinced that what India is doing in terms of diversity, in terms of bringing its community to a certain level, I'm extremely convinced that India can also help not only just the country of the region, Southeast region, where India is very, very strong. But I think India has also to look at West Asia, where I think India has a role to play. India has a role to play, I have no doubt on that. Even I would say in the world, today, I think it's time to rethink possibly some of the global tools we have, global platform. Look at the UN, very big disarray. So I think there are elements which needs to be thought. And I think India has, I know it's challenging, but has something to propose.
And if I ask you in this misty, cold, chilly Delhi, today where you are, and you would like to give a message to the masses here in India and a general message to the South Asia people, what will be the real message to the people about the humanitarian organizations and their participation or their role in it?
I would say join us. Be part of the humanitarian level. I think there is so much to do, and I think India has done so much already for its people. I feel the people in India are strong, they are resilient, so join us, help us, the world needs you.
It was a pleasure to have you with us. It's really a great pleasure to be in our program and be in our blog. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to all of you.
Wish you best of luck and hope to see you soon.
And Happy New Year, I think we can still say so.
Yes, still.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Thank you very much. Bye. Bye. Thank you.